Today I am driving a 2018 Audi S4 Premium Plus. This car is of the latest generation, a B9 S4. I personally have owned the B8.5 generation car. It's a 2014 S4 for about 2 years now. It's my daily driver, my winter car. It's been great. I love that car. And I've been really excited to try out the brand new B9 generation one because they've made some pretty significant changes to the vehicle, notably powertrain wise. So we'll start off talking about engine and transmission first. The B8 generation cars utilized a 3-liter Supercharged V6. That engine made 333 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque. That's changed. That's been ditched. The B9 generation has a 3-liter turbocharged V6. Same displacement. It's a hot V, single twin-scroll turbo. In this car, it makes 354 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque. So pretty noticeable increases in both regards. The next big thing is the transmission. The B8 generation cars, you could get either a 6-speed manual or you could get a 7-speed dual clutch. Unfortunately, for the B9 generation, the manual has been completely killed. You cannot get a manual transmission S4 anymore. You also cannot get a dual clutch transmission anymore. The only transmission option for the B9 S4 is a 8-speed automatic. It's ZF sourced. 8-speed automatic with a torque converter, and that honestly, initially coming into the car, I was a little bit disappointed with that because I really do love the 7-speed dual clutch in the S4, in my S4. It really has excellent responses. I love it, and I was going to be disappointed with it, but after driving this around in full dynamic mode, these shifts are very nice. Good responses from the paddle shifters. It matches up with this turbocharged engine very, very nicely. So honestly, no complaints anymore with it. This ZF transmission, the 8-speed, is pretty much perfect in every application it's in, so no difference here. It pulls off nice upshifts, fast downshifts, so yeah, transmission is still good. Quattro all-wheel drive system is standard. I mean, Audi's pretty much synonymous with the Quattro system, so it'd be kind of weird to have an S4 without Quattro. But default power split is 60% power to the rear wheels. It can do up to 85 back there, and it can do up to 70 to the front wheels if necessary. So it's a true Quattro system. This car is a Premium Plus, like I mentioned. It's about moderately equipped, so it's not fully loaded prestige. It doesn't have the full dynamic packages of dynamic steering and things like that. It's on the 18-inch wheels, which doesn't look the best compared to something with 19-inch wheels, but the trade-off is it rides really nicely. It's surprisingly comfortable. But back to the driving performance, it feels a little bit faster than the previous generation car. The extra torque does help down low. Overall, though, it doesn't feel like it's a ton faster. And the thing is, the character has changed. It's a little more muted. I really love the way the supercharged engine sounded and it responded, especially with the dual clutch. This is almost a little bit less. It's less exciting. The noise is a little less charismatic. It's just kind of flat noise. It sounds all right, but it doesn't have the same character that the previous generation Supercharged had. There's a siren coming from somewhere. It sounds like an ambulance. Let's talk about... Oh, there's an ambulance. Next thing to talk about is the interior. I think beyond the powertrain changes, that is the next most noticeable thing, and it's very, very nice. I am extremely impressed with what they did. Initially, I mean, material quality is excellent. Lots of carbon fiber. You got some Alcantara on the seats here, the quilted inserts on the seats. You can't get these full leather, but I like the contrast with the Alcantara with the cross stitching. Carbon fiber, nice quality leather, nice soft touch materials. Styling changes to the interior, kind of the design of it, also make it feel a lot more open, a lot more spacious. It's very modern with technology. You got the full virtual cockpit screen here with the MMI system, crystal clear. You can have navigation pulled up there, all the different things. I really, really do love the virtual cockpit. It really makes this car feel extremely, extremely modern. Overall, you can kind of tell it's similar, related to the B8 generation S4 interior, but it's pretty much better in every single way. Very comfortable seats, excellent visibility, good headroom, and there's all these little touches, like these toggle switches that are like touch sensitive that react with the screen here that displays your climate control settings, the frameless rear view mirror. This car has the heated steering wheel, so it doesn't have flat bottom. Usually the S4 has a flat bottom, but it's nice when it's cold in Michigan and you're holding onto your heated steering wheel. Again, like, this is a mid-tier equipped vehicle. It's Premium Plus, so not fully loaded prestige. It's got the nice interior stuff, though. It's Bang & Olufsen sound system, the carbon inserts. So, I mean, I think it's very nice, and it feels extremely solid and quiet. This car going over bumps, it does ride a bit better than the previous one, mine, when you're in comfort mode. and it feels well isolated. Not a lot of wind noise, not a lot of tire noise, road noise. It feels very solid, no rattles or anything. I think that imparts a really good feeling of quality to the vehicle when you're driving around, and it's a really nice place to be. If we talk about styling, it's pretty subtle changes. Honestly, to a casual observer who isn't really into vehicles or isn't really into Audis, they probably could not tell the difference between an S4 of this generation or a previous one. They honestly definitely would not be able to tell between an S4, a B9, and an A4. Those are pretty subtle changes. Front fascia, rear fascia, a little more aggressive, quad exhaust tips, a little subtle spoiler on the lip. And then the grille is slightly different. You can get black optics on this car, the kind of signature silver mirrors. But as with all generations of S4s, like the previous ones, it's just these subtle little touches that they add in to make it slightly more aggressive, but not overt. It's not an RS that's in your face, shouty and angry. It's a little more subtle there. Some people like that. It's understated, not quite that ostentatious, but still a nice luxury sports sedan. Overall, the dimensions stay very similar to the previous one, the nice same proportions. The S4 is, I would almost say, the kind of the ordinary styling one in the kind of small family group, because you also have the S5, which is just a coupe, a little more aggressive, different headlights, different fascia, and then you have the S5 Sportback, which in my opinion is the best looking one, because you get the practicality, added practicality of a hatchback sedan type thing, and the nice swoopy design looks of the S5, same powertrain, everything. The S4 is kind of the most ordinary, conventional sedan version of the three in terms of styling. I already talked about interior, briefly talked about the way it drives. Value, this thing is right around 55 grand. The pricing has stayed pretty in line with the previous generation ones. My car was a loaded up one, so that's sticking for 60, pretty much top option. Prestiges get up there. The S5 and S5 Sportback will command a premium over this. And again, this kind of sits in the middle. It's not like a full AMG model. It's not a full M model. The S4 is equivalent to like the 340 for the 3 Series and like a C. I guess there's a C43 AMG now. But it's not the RS4, which exists now, which we don't get in America because we just get the RS5, which is irksome. Why can't we have the RS4 Avant? That would be awesome. Perfect daily, RS4 wagon. Either way, value-wise, I think it's great. The owner of the car was shopping for these. I haven't been personally shopping right now, so I didn't look into it too much. But he said an equivalent loaded Mercedes or BMW of a similar performance and such would cost a lot more than this car. So that's actually apparently a decent value. I think they do great. In my opinion, buying one of these CPO is an excellent option. They depreciate it a little bit, and then you hop into one with Audi Care. I think as a daily driver, it's an excellent choice because it offers you dual personalities. It can be comfortable, refined, sophisticated with the technology and luxury, and then you stick in dynamic mode, it becomes a fun little sports car. The characteristics of it are great. It doesn't quite have the kind of charisma of the previous generation with that powertrain, so I think it lost out there, but it definitely wins out in terms of it's more refined, more comfortable, feels more modern, and more luxurious. Overall, I'm very impressed. I like this. I want to go try out an S5 Sportback now because honestly, I could see myself replacing my S4 with something like that. I hope you guys liked this video. If you have any questions, please comment below. Filmed a couple other ones. We have the ownership perspective interview, talking to the owner what it's like to live with this car, which he really likes to. And also, I did a back-to-back walk around with the two cars next to each other with a previous generation S4 and the brand new B9 S4. So good job, Audi. You guys did a good job. I like this car. Thanks for watching.